Alright, hold on, I gotta step away! I needed to get tissues because I know I'm gonna cry. I'm so excited. Hi. I can't even, like... The Phoenix leitmotif in there too. The guitar representing you know. I'm so excited. Hi. It's time. We're starting Ace Attorney 4 today. I'm so excited. Please don't put spoilers in the chat, just in case those of you who are here who don't know what this story is. It goes crazy. I love this game. I have to tell you, the first time I played this game, I was extremely sick. I had COVID. The first and only time I've had COVID. Fingers crossed it stays that way. I was extremely sick, and I finally got Paxlovid, and then I started feeling like a little less like I was going to die, but I had nothing to do in my room, and so I was like, might as well just fucking start Ace Attorney, and Ace Attorney 4, because I had it, and I played it, and I knew some spoilers going in, but I was like baffled by this game, and I'm so excited to experience it lucid. Yeah, and in HD! In HD! I'm so excited. I love Apollo so much, guys. I love Phoenix. I would, if Phoenix was real, I'd marry him on the spot. Sorry, Edgeworth. You snooze, you lose. Apollo is so important to me. He's so important to me, as are many of the characters in this game. So let me just check my options here. How is audio for you guys? I am gonna turn this down just a little because I get annoyed. Screen flashes. Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and keep those on for now. Medium, high. Let's do medium. What is wait time? Oh, is that for autoplay? Okay. Oh. Wait, hold on. Hi, Tetra. Yeah, I have a good weekend with the holiday. Can I hear if I change it? Oh, no, you have to actually go into the game. That sucks. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This version of the game has a story mode. We are not doing that. We're actually playing it. I'm so excited. Okay. Nim's not here yet, but I don't know what Nim is doing. Ah! Wait, set music background. What does that mean? Can I? Let's fucking go. Okay, no. I'll put it back. I'll put it back. I'll put it back. It's not even his game. This isn't my favorite AA, but this I have a lot of feelings about this one. Anyway, let's get into this, eh? Oh my god. Okay. Be normal. I'm burning up. It's warm today. Turnabout Trump. Not what you think, Americans. Hey. Hey. Hey! Oh my god, hey! Oh my god, hi! Oh my god, hi! Oh my god, hi! Hey, oh my god. Showdown time. You lose. Ah! Ah! You guys don't know who this is. I do. Well, some of you probably do. I'm so excited. I'm like shaking. Hello? I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him. Hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. Ah! Oh my god. Oh my god. I love this. This is my favorite court lobby. Like the lobby song. This is my favorite one. I should relearn how to play this song. For a while I could play the piano part. Okay. I gotta calm down. I'm channeling Apollo right now. I even have the bracelet on. If you didn't know, I cosplay Apollo. My little he and I are the same height, actually, which is funny. Anyway, he is very loud canonically. I will try not to peak the mic too much, but with Apollo, there is no guarantee. But when he's in his own head, I'll try to tone it down a little bit. His voice will probably be pretty similar to Phoenix's, unfortunately, just because I am not a man. Okay. Panicked. Palms sweaty. I can admit it. I'm nervous. This is such a good soundtrack, Groovy Antagonist. It really is. Also, welcome. I haven't said hi to anybody. Hi everybody. I'm freaking out. Oh god, okay, how am I gonna do your voice? Good morning. That's a little too... Good morning, sir. You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight. Wound up, sir? No! I'm loose. I'm fine! That screeching noise. Is that your voice? I suppose it's to be expected. Your first trial, and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, eh? I'm fine! I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Cords of Steel voice workout. I'm fine. That explains it. I did detect a certain rasping quality to your screech. I overdid it again. As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down. If you get my drift. Drift gotten, sir. I'm all over that drift. I love him! Apollo, I love you so much. As it happens, I dined with him the night of the murder. The painting of the judge is kind of horrifying. We can't let this case fall through. Yes. Yes, I'm fine, sir. One more thing. Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way. Gulp. He's such a dork. God, I love him so much. Hi, Nam. Oh my god. I'll be preparing our case. You might want to introduce yourself to the client. They really did make his head extra shiny. Everyone's very shiny in the HD from what I've seen. My name is Apollo Justice. Hi! This is not my first time playing it, but I don't want to spoil it for other people. It is my first time playing it completely lucid, because I was really, really sick the first time I played this. Okay, whatever. I'm fine. My name is Apollo Justice. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney. And today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of murder. My boss wants to help him out, of course. And so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him. No way! Ah! Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm not. Hey, oh my god. Hey. Hey. Whoa! Good morning! Morning. It's all up to you today. First trial, nervous. Meeting him, cardiac arrest. I think I'm supposed to say something. Help? So you're... Fine! I'm fine! Mr. Fine, is it? I did remember you having an odd name. Well, we're off to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me? Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney. And he's your friend. So why? You'll see. I need to bite him so bad. I need to bite him so bad. I need to bite him so bad. You don't understand. You can do it. Be confident. I'm really sorry this happened to you. I mean, it's time. Shall we? Yes, sir. Oh my god. Apollo's like, get it together. Okay. Get it together. Okay. Okay. I'm fine. I'm dad. He really did. Okay. I need to focus. I'm into all phoenixes. You don't deserve him at his peak if you can't handle him in his hobo era. And that's on God. I need to focus. First trial. Here comes justice. I love him so much, guys. I love Apollo so much. Stop. Oh, that's right. I forgot fucking what's his face. Oh, hello, Judge. You are so... Okay. Okay. The court is now in session.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is, fine. I mean, ready, Your Honor. Mind going blank. Don't panic. Ugh, too late. There's a Doctor Who reference, yeah. He's a nerd. Your name was Mr. Justice. Apollo's name in the Japanese is Odoroki Hosuke. Which is like, Odoroki is a pun on like Odoroki. which is to be surprised. And then Hosuke is like boy of law.
And this is your first trial?
Yes, Your Honor. But I'm fine. Really.
Are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strained. Mr. Gavin?
Yes, Your Honor.
I was under the impression that you would be heading up this case.
That was my intention, yes. However, a defense attorney must always cede to his client's wishes. And my client specifically requested Mr. Justice.
Well, of course he wants justice, but to entrust his case to this greenhorn. Why? I do not exaggerate when I say you're the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Gavin.
Lies. Okay, so Gavin's got trial experience, fine. But does he have cords of steel?
Then let's begin. The defendant may enter the courtroom.
Yeah, surprise boy, basically. Surprise law boy.
This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry we had to meet again under these circumstances. Long time no see, Mr. Wright.
I know this is like, that's the spoiler everyone knows, right? Because the internet can't shut up about it. But, like, the impact of that, just, ugh. If a lawyer was named Justice, I'd want him too. On God. Let's put the past behind us, shall we? These days, I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player. I just want to see... Oh, how long did I yearn for one of these? Just putting it on makes me feel ready. Ready. That's my number. There's a number inscribed on the back of the badge. There are many numbers like it, but this one is mine. Proof that I'm an attorney. To tell the truth, I get a happy feeling inside just looking at it. I love him so much, guys. I love Apollo so much. You guys don't understand. Karma, there's something wrong with everyone in this game. Literally no one in this game can be normal about anything, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on what your feeling about anything is. Okay. Okay. What a shit way to die. Dumb ways to die. Except that's less of a dumb way. Okay. I hate it here, guys. I'm older than him now. I'm so sorry. I'm older than him. Oh my god, Phoenix and I are the same age. Oh my god. Was it really that long ago that I played this game? No way. He's 61. Honestly, for 61, he has a lot of hair left. Mr. Wright, how could this have happened?
I won't speak of it further, then. If the prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges, Mr. Payne.
Yeah, Maddie, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm Phoenix's age. That's crazy.
To think, I saw you enter this room a fresh attorney, and now I'll see you leave in chains.
At least we're not older than Payne. True. Winston Payne. Subtle as ever, I see.
The crime occurred at the Borscht Bowl Club, a Russian restaurant. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and he hit him, wham, on the head, smack, killed him cold.
A customer at the restaurant, you say? And the defendant, you say he was...
The pianist for the club, it seems.
Phoenix Wright, the pianist.
This is the weapon that took the victim's life. A bottle of grape juice. Grape juice is apparently our defendant's drink of choice.
There has been a lot of discussion about whether this is disguising for alcoholism. I think it might be. I didn't think so at first, and then I did, and then I didn't for a while, and I've circled back around to I think that it might be, which is very sad, but like there's, I don't know, we'll get into it later.
The court accepts the deadly bottle as evidence.
Phoenix joined the Russian mafia. He could be doing worse. Something to note, Justice. All evidence is filed in the court record. Make a practice of checking it frequently. The court record. Right. I've heard of that. Use R to look at the... It's so funny when they tell me about the buttons. I'm confident in your ability to handle this. Right. Just use R. Sounds like it's time for some hands-on action. I already looked. Okay, but...
So, the victim was a customer at this restaurant.
Not tomato juice. It was grape juice.
But just who was this, Shady Smith fellow?
We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor.
A traveler?
According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years. He had only returned to this country recently, though his place of residence is unclear.
And he had some sort of connection with the defendant?
That too is unclear at present, Your Honor.
Yes. Groovy antagonist, you're so correct. I do think grape juice being a metaphor for alcohol is more apparent in Investigations, which is why I've circled back around to it after having seen Investigations a second time, with Danny and Megan playing it. I do think that it is supposed to be alcohol. Whether he's actually alcoholic or not, we don't know. If he is, that's extremely sad. I tend to think that he's not, for other reasons we'll get into one day.
We believe they first met at the Borscht Bowl Club on the night of the crime.
If they had only just met, then why murder? Perhaps the victim slighted the defendant's piano playing?
That doesn't appear to have been the case. No, the motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skill. At least not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean. As we can see, a game of poker was in progress at the scene of the crime.
Wait a second. Isn't poker gambling? That's a crime in and of itself.
HD Apollo.
Indeed. It appears our defendant has fallen to become the basest sort of criminal.
God, I forgot his objection is so silly. It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet it was only that. A game, in the purest sense. A competition, Your Honor.
A competition?
Yes, a test of wits. A silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome.
Come again?
The cards on the table had blue backs, Your Honor. I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present and impress women.
What makes you think that man's into women, actually, out of curiosity?
That will be our first order of business here, then. To find out more about this fatal game of cards.
Sorry. Every time he does anything.
Very well, defendant. You will testify to the court about the poker competition held the night of the crime.
My pleasure. This is it. My first trial. Here goes nothing. No, here goes justice. I'm a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. Real. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table. The room where we play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is. A game. And our customers are happy.
A pianist who can't play piano.
Better than a defense attorney who can't defend.
Very well.
Sorry, I got really into it there.
The defense may begin.
Begin the cross-examination. We'll keep going. Right, Your Honor. My first... The music is so good! It's so good! The bass in this game, I forget who composed this soundtrack. It's not Iwadare. But the bass in this game goes crazy. There's so much of it inspired by like 80s and 90s music that goes. You may need to turn up the music. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate audio feedback. Let's try there. Oh no. A little more. Nope. There we go. Okay. Too loud? Do. What do you think? I can listen to this song all day. So let me know. If it's too loud, let me know. Because this game definitely has different audio mixing than the original trilogy. As will probably Investigations. Still slightly low. Okay. I'll turn it up just a smidge more. Oops. That's more than a smidge. Oh my god. There we go. I can, but it's easier for me to change it here on OBS. Because I think the game menu now, like I already have it on max music. If you'll see. I just have the effects turned down a little bit. For me. I don't... Sometimes the noises are very grating. If I'm tired. Okay. We'll leave it here. My first cross-examination. Don't blow it. Are you alright? You're sweating bullets. Bullets? Where? It's a figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy, too. My brain feels strained and raspy, sir. He's so real. I love Apollo so much. You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times. Though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher? What to do? Should I ask Mr. Gavin for a refresher course in cross-examination? No, I'm good. No need for help here, sir. I think I've got this one covered. I think you'd better do more than think. You know it, or you do not. I'm fine. The cords of steel are ready for battle. My weapons, press and present. Find any inconsistencies, any lies in the testimony, and reveal them to the court. That is cross-examination. Learn it, know it, do it. Inconsistencies? Lies? Phoenix Wright? As if Phoenix Wright would never lie, and it's up to me to prove it. Same, Maddie. Yeah, he and I think very much alike at times.
The defense may begin the cross-examination.
There's a line that he has in AA5 that I think about all the time. I have it saved on my phone. What? Oh, I missed you. You can hardly play? Oh, I play sometimes, when customers demand it. So I play them one song. That's usually all they want. Was that supposed to be a boast just now? The title of pianist is a mask. A respectable face I wear for the world at large.
Then why are you really at the Borscht Bowl Club?
Sorry, the music is so good. The shading on his bracelet looks really good. It looks metal compared to like the other textures around it. In my opinion. They pay you just to play poker? That would seem to be the case. I am a professional after all.
Do I detect pride in that statement? It's just hard for an honest, hardworking member of society like me to imagine.
Yes. Your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston.
What?
I've played poker for 7 years in that little room. And I've never lost. Once. What? You see why the customers come now? Defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That is, I'm quite a draw. Oh my god, yeah, it's true. It's fine. Wait, you've never lost once? Not even one time? As I said, I'm a professional. He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once. Is that even possible? The room where it happened. Sorry. The room in the crime scene photo is an attraction? It has quite a history, actually. The Borscht Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day. Black market? All in the past. Things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays. Suffice it to say that there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Right there in that room.
A smoky room, gambling hoods. You know, just looking at this picture makes me feel bad. Ooh.
The bosses gather around the table, cutting deals, safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, a goon keeps watch through the small window. Places like this were popular during Prohibition. Everybody watch 91 Days, please. I can practically picture it now. That window does look like it would be good for keeping a lookout, but little else. The room had a few other tricks to it, though it was common knowledge to our regulars. At any rate, they come to play poker in a room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good, clean fun. Bad in quotation marks is so funny. Yeah. 2 decks of cards? A simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip in cards.
There's something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there are some lying scattered on the floor.
Precisely. Cards on the table, cards upon the floor, each one forming a complete deck. A crime scene painted blue by a sad sweep of cards. It's poetic, really. God, he's so weird. What a weird dude. Incidentally, we used 2 types of cards at the club. One deck of cards was red, the other blue.
As I recall, in poker you make 5-card hands. I can see how it would be easy to cheat.
Yes, a game of hands. He's like, I could make an innuendo about that.
This competition you're talking about, I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently.
That's right. It was a simple game, after all.
Are you sure?
Huh?
People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendant, you were in the room the very moment that the crime occurred. Yet you claim no connection to the crime.
How do we know you were in the room when the crime occurred? Now that's strange.
What's strange?
I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Number of cards in poker. Yeah, I'm gonna be so real. Everything I learned about poker comes from, like, this game and then the fan fictions written in regards to this game. Of course, I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense. Ugh, I completely let that one slip by. Don't despair yet, Justice. Sir? Right. There's something I'd like made clear. Namely, your connection to the case at hand. And I'd like to hear it from you. Sure, why not?
Very well, the defendant will amend his testimony.
Just one little press, and I've got myself a whole new testimony. Hold on, Did we press that one? I don't think it let us. I am gonna, do a quick save, though. Love his sprites. Whose sprites? Apollo's? They're so funny. The way he has the ugliest faces is, like... It's the same reason I really like Tenko from, Danganronpa V3. Where she had, like, the ugliest faces. My favorite. Grape juice. How long has it been since I drank grape juice? Apparently, it's Mr. Wright's favorite drink. I wonder how well it goes with borscht. Anything? Oh. The bottle is completely empty. Okay. Nothing else? Okay. Yeah, Apollo's poses are so endearing. I love him so much, and he's got... Yeah, he's so funny. Okay. So, you claim you weren't gambling. That's right. It was simply a game. You didn't bet any money? Not even a little? The only thing at stake in our game was pride itself, which is very valuable.
Oh, well put, Mr. Wright. I've got a mind to play a hand of poker myself. The stakes, your fate.
Can we get back to the trial now? Silence. The defendant has the right to refuse to testify. I haven't forgotten everything about the law. But why? That clearly puts you at a disadvantage. And it's your job to turn that around in our favor, yes? Great. Like I didn't have enough to do already. Justice, didn't you detect anything odd about that testimony? Huh? Wait, something he said did ring a little strangely. Just one thing. Now what was it? When you figure it out, I suggest presenting evidence. Evidence that contradicts the testimony. A contradiction in Mr. Wright's testimony? But why? I better check the court record. I can't imagine Mr. Wright lying in a testimony. Isn't it a little early to be jumping to conclusions? This is your first cross-examination. Take it slow. If you need more information, don't forget to press. Right, I got it. I'm fine. Time to listen to that testimony again. I don't think we need to, actually. Watch it do this thing where it's like, you have to press this twice. Not the award. So you say you didn't touch the murder weapon? This grape juice bottle? Right? So I said. This is probably my favorite Apollo face in this game.
Something the matter, Mr. Justice?
Too bad our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb.
What's this, Mr. Payne?
I examined the bottle in question, you see. And it was covered with the defendant's fingerprints.
Back to continuing playthrough of Ace Attorney Circus case. I'm gonna do it. Objection!
No need to shout, Mr. Justice. I can hear you just fine.
He's such a wet cat, Korea Thomas. You're so right. He is. He's such a wet cat. I love him so much. His theme song is my favorite theme, probably in the whole series. It's hard. It's hard, but this song makes me cry on days. I can talk about it musically later when we're not in the middle of like this, but anyway. Excess yelling can do damage to the judge's ears. And our case. But what about my cords of steel? I practiced. Anyway, what's so strange about fingerprints on a bottle in a restaurant? He's a little confused, but he's got the spirit.
Well, that's true. The prints alone don't prove that the...
Oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they were normal fingerprints.
Huh? I love how he's always like, huh? Bruh? He's just like me for real.
But the fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down.
Upside down? What does that mean?
It means he was holding the bottle inverted, and there can be only one reason for that.
Ah. Whoops.
Yes. To brain someone with the bottle.
He's so silly. Mr. Gavin, I think things just took a turn for the worse. Oh? I see no problem, Justice. Huh? What? The main trio in this game is that meme with the huh, blah, wha. Cats, do you know what I'm talking about? This user is confused and loud. Really true True and real. The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything. You'll see.
Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to the court?
I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now.
Not very cooperative, are you?
I want to eat him so bad.
This could hurt your case.
I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reasons.
The confused brothers, yeah, Nim. That's the main trio in this case. That's their energy. Huh? What? That's them.
Objection!
Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something.
And what might that be, Mr. Gavin?
On the night of the crime, who was it who reported the murder to the police?
Reported?
Oh, hell, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright, but still, that...
This is my favorite Phoenix right here. He's like, what do you mean? I don't know.
I don't know.
We're back. We're so back.
Really?
Yes, well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone.
Near the scene?
Let's take a look at a diagram of the murder scene, shall we? The victim was murdered in a small room in a basement 2 floors down from ground level. Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far down. The defendant used the stairs in this hallway to go above ground.
They don't have 5G down there? What the fuck?
The call came from the first floor of the restaurant.
I see. And this is the phone that made the call.
He has the same phone. He's got a Nokia and he's not letting it go. Yeah. Okay, King. The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so chose. Yet he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities. And you claim he is being uncooperative? Nice save, Mr. Gavin. I'd better not waste this. I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being.
Toyed? I assure you no one is more serious about...
What was it you said? The defendant was in the room the very moment that the crime occurred. How can you possibly know this? Yeah, that's what I was saying. Good point.
That's a good question. How indeed?
The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness.
You're as good as they say you are.
So someone else was in the room the night of the crime. That must mean they witnessed the crime. Everything up till now has been a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready?
Very well, the prosecution may call its first witness to the stand.
Oh my god, hi! I kind of forgot about you.
The witness will state her name and profession.
Hold on just a moment. Where is the witness?
I surmise that she has been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horns.
Man, Kristoff is pretty in HD. He's very shiny. So I used a little hair gel. Relax, people.
Have no fear. If any horns point in your direction, this court will cut them off.
You are sure?
I swear it on my gavel. Please, come out.
Isn't violence against hair a crime, Your Honor? I have to be like, yeah, well, if you are sure it is okay, I'll have to, like, get into her voice. Those are Apollo's antenna. He uses those to think. He receives texts from his boyfriend that he hasn't met yet.
No, excuse. Oh, well, wait a minute. What did I say? Now the prosecution. Oh, wait a minute. Would the prosecution care to explain those witnesses' paraphernalia?
Yes. She is a professional, Your Honor. Those are merely the tools of her trade.
And that would be?
My name is Olga Orly. Orly. That's a hard one for me. Orly. Orly. English is hard. Oh. I am employed as a waitress
in Borscht Bowl Club restaurant.
Then why the camera?
Is it O'Reilly? I have no idea. Her name baffles me. Of course, it is my pride to serve borscht in that is naming restaurant, but I also perform, how is it said, other service.
I take it one of those other services is taking the customers' pictures?
Da. Like, for example, this one. Why is he dressed like that? Which one? Shady or Phoenix? Yes.
That's the defendant.
I have a hard time with the R and the L next to each other. Like that.
Indeed. On the night of the murder.
Man in white hat is one who had gone kaput.
Indeed, that is the victim.
Maybe I'll make her voice a little higher. I don't know, I'm trying not to burn my voice out so quickly. Nick with the flip-flops, at least he doesn't have his socks on.
This is quite a piece of evidence to casually drop into our laps.
It is same way as I drop bowls of borscht onto laps of customers. Casually.
Then the court will casually accept this new evidence.
Now, witness, where were you at the time of the murder?
I was in the room. The hideout, we call it. Excuse me? The hideout? It is a room where famous gangster bad guy was arrested. Is room where murder took place. What?
Your look of utter surprise. It is lovely.
I will post by courtroom door later for you. Da, photos will be numbered and you will write which ones you want copy of. So there were 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga O'Reilly, our witness. I think maybe it's like O'Reilly, like fast. Whatever. And if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, that means...
Very well, witness. You will testify to the court about that night's events.
Omnitive determinism strikes again.
That night, customer asked me to deal cards for game.
It was cold. Both players played with hats on. The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on locket at his neck. Then, last hand is done. But something terrible has happened. That man flew at victim and is strangling him to death.
Incidentally, who won the game?
Isn't it obvious? The winner was the victim, Mr. Smith.
Nuh-uh. That's ridiculous. Because Mr. Wright can't lose. Justice. Maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection. But he hadn't lost in 7 years.
Take it from me, kid. It happens. I didn't lose a case my first 7 years as a prosecutor either. Incidentally, I have some evidence here.
Ooh.
These are the poker chips as they lay the very moment of the crime. The hand and the chips on this side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright. Those on the far side belonged to the victim, Mr. Smith.
Chips, you say?
In color, yeah.
Yes, imagine that poker is war. Your hand is your army and the chips are the spoils.
I know that. After all, in my youth I was known as the poker head of the courtroom number 3.
I think he means poker face. Like Lady Gaga? Okay.
Looking at this picture, it does seem that most of the chips are on the victim's side of the table. Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Okay. Blah, blah. You were dealing cards. Do you do this often?
I am doing this. If customer wishes it, I serve anything. Borscht, cards, more borscht. It is my work.
It is good to hear of a place that hasn't forgotten the meaning of service.
Actually, I think Apollo would probably hate Lady Gaga.
Welcome you to Borscht Bowl Club, where borscht is as warm as the waitress is.
Thank you for not handing out flyers during the cross-examination. It's already April. How could it be cold?
At Borscht Bowl Club, we have pride on authentic rustic Russian at restaurant theme.
That was hard to say, especially in the Russian accent.
Outside it is city in spring, but inside it is always as cold as Mother Russia.
No way am I going there.
When it comes to hot borscht, cold is best seasoning, da?
His locket?
I believe it was good luck charm, da? He gripped it many times as he played that night.
Yes, he must have felt as though it might carry him to the moon and the stars. Though if it were small enough to fit around his neck, he wouldn't have much lift.
The defense would like a clarification. This is a locket we're talking about? I mean, a pendant with a picture in it, right? Not a rocket.
Of course, I knew that. It was probably a pendant shaped like a rocket. That's why she called it that.
No, a locket's a locket. It doesn't matter what shape it is. It's considered bad form to poke fun at the hard of hearing in our society. Hard of hearing or hard of understanding.
So, what happened next?
What do Apollo listens to? Probably folk music. I feel like he's a very acoustic bitch. He probably would like Coldplay. No, I don't know if he would like Coldplay. I feel like he'd like Bastille. It's hard for me to judge. I'm gonna be so real. I don't listen to a lot of Western music, so it's hard for me to judge. Something terrible?
Eeg!
The defense will refrain from needless shouting.
Sorry. I need to seriously reconsider this vocal training thing. I think Apollo listens to like classic rock, but like not pop rock. I think that he would listen to like David Bowie. He's got like, but he would not listen to like pop and shit. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Now, Miss O'Reilly, can you tell us what happened?
He would like classical, yeah.
Oh, I was so frightened. He died, trembled with fear.
Okay, I forget. I literally forget everything that they said. Okay, you were just shouting. Okay. But the defendant would never do such a thing.
Well, now I can't say I've ever heard the defense try this tactic.
If possible, please, refrain from embarrassing me.
Still, why would anyone do something like this over a game of poker?
Perhaps it is because defendant has lost game?
Oh yeah, bitch is definitely reading a lot. He's a manga reader for sure. That's canon too. It's not in this game that they talk about it, but I'm pretty sure in 6? Anyway.
Yes, a crushing defeat for a man undefeated.
5 or 6, they say it.
So it always is with men like him. Winners make sore losers. Oh, how the mighty fall.
Go ahead. I believe you know what it is you need to do. Right, sir. Leave it to me. There were only 3 people in the room at the time of the murder. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and if Mr. Wright isn't the killer. I've got you now, really. Yeah, he's like, I don't think canonically necessarily, but he would like Star Trek. Based on everything we learned about him in the series. Okay. What type of manga would he read? I don't know. That's an anime. Okay. Hold on. I need to concentrate on what we're doing. Both of them had hats on. Victim, he played the whole time with his hand on his... Okay. Something happened. Strangled him. That's not how he died. Idiot. Oh, okay. Oh, really? Strangled, you say? That's odd. Normal customers only choke on borscht. No, I mean this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Miss O'Reilly. Really now, did you witness the crime? You think he reads My Hero Aka? No, I think he would hate shonen. I think he would like any of the ones that have like a really stereotypical thing, but I bet he reads sports manga. I bet he loves Haikyuu. I bet that bitch loves Haikyuu. And like Kuroke no Basuke. Or Kuroko no Basuke, I think is the name of it. All the fucking all the like sports anime and manga shit. I bet he reads those. And Uchu Kyodai, Space Brothers, and in my head he's watched A Place Further from the Universe. He would definitely be into Conan. You're so right. He would be into Case Closed. Hell yeah. Why is Apollo a little bit caked up in HD? Okay. Oh, yeah.
Looking at the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hit. He's still wearing his hat and everything.
Yet it is a fact that he was hit, Your Honor.
Oh, ouchie. Ouchie, ouch.
Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during our investigation.
Well, that's quite shocking, isn't it? This head certainly was hit.
Slam dunk. Yes. Karma. Yes. Yes. Karma. Yes, you get it. You fucking get it. Aren't sports anime have a lot of gay romances? That's what I'm saying. Anyway.
But I have seen it happen. The defendant, he lunged the victim his neck.
Oh, really? Miss O'Reilly? I think I've caught you in your own lie this time. Justice. I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think through this one once more. What do you mean? I found a contradiction. There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me.
Very well. It seems we should continue the cross-examination.
There's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it. There's such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too. Okay. He has no locket in that picture. He has no locket, but I am gonna press this because we haven't done this version yet. You didn't say anything about hitting before.
This is so sorry. I must be forgetting this, da.
Witness, you will take greater care with your testimony.
Oh, da. I'm sorry, Your Honor. And that clears up the discrepancy with the autopsy report, I believe. The defendant made to strangle his victim, then changed his mind, and chose a simpler, blunter means to do the job. Yes, that sums it up nicely.
So he strangled him, then hit him? Something's fishy about all this. Go ahead. I believe you know what it is you need to do. Right, sir. Leave it to me. There were only 3 people, okay? I know. What? You know, there was one curious part in her testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. But what does it mean?
Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what it is you're thinking so intensely about?
Recall the testimony, Your Honor. Also, can we talk about something so honest? A lot of people draw Apollo really twiggy, which is fine. It's art, who cares? He's built. His forearms are crazy strong. This is a gym bro. He goes to gym. He goes to the gym. He's a gym rat. He's lifting. Bro, do you even lift? He's built. I'm so proud of him. Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his hand on his locket at his neck. I believe she said.
I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar.
Oh, I corrected the grammar on accident. No, but look at this photograph. Do you see a locket on the victim's neck? This is perfect timing. I need to go restart the clothes in the dryer. I will be right.
I would go to the gym for him. Also, Kat, you see it.
Yes, I get it. I don't think he's as strong as Phoenix because Phoenix is literally built different. But Apollo works for his strength and it pays off. Anyway, I will be right back. I'll tell you that I've had some issues today. Oh my god, what a day. So my laundry today, the spin cycle didn't work properly, and so at the end, my clothes were just soaked, and so I have been since about 2:30 waiting for them to be able to like be in the dryer. Some of them, crazy. Anyway, and then before we get into this, while I'm distracted, his theme. So Apollo's theme in this game is in, I'm getting into music theory. It is in, I want to say, B major? Hold on, I'm going to check myself. B major. No, just B major, not C major. No. B major. No. What the fuck? Quit correcting it to C. Okay. Yes. The song is in B major. And it has chords in it though that is more prevalent in, so like every scale, every major scale has a like a minor version of it. So like the minor scale is G sharp minor for B major. And so the chord progression, like a triad chord, so like a 1 3 5 chord, is in the major scale. It would be B, D sharp, F sharp. In the minor scale, it would be G sharp, B, D sharp, right? So this song, being in major, actually takes the bass chords a lot from the minor. And so that gives it this almost like underlying dark tone to it. And there's times where like I listen to his theme song and it makes me feel really weepy, especially the AA5 version of it. I feel like instrumentally, especially, because like there's more piano and stuff. I found out the reason that it gets to me is because, you know what other song is in that minor key? They Are Crying from the House in Fata Morgana. Isn't that crazy? So it's reminding me subliminally of the chord progressions in that song, which is a very sad song, but this is a more like upbeat, because the harmony or the melody in this is the major, right? Isn't that crazy? And then in the AA5 version, that's the like I'm Fine version, which is in B flat minor, and then I forget what major that is, but like he does the same thing. Yeah, they do the same thing in the composition. So cool. Anyway, Do you see a locket on the victim's neck? Didn't realize we'd be learning about music theory. I'm not an expert, but like I discovered that. And then I was like, why is that? Because I was like playing the piano and I was like, oh, why is it transition perfectly into they are crying? Anyway. Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I knew you'd be able to handle this. But what does it mean?
If we are to believe this witness's testimony as is, then the locket disappeared following the victim's death.
Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor. It's quite simple when you think about it. If the locket is gone, someone must have taken it off. No. The song that reminds you of Fur Elise. Yeah, exactly. Taken it off. Wait, you don't mean... voices are confusing. The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it?
Ah!
Ugh.
The defendant, what do you have to say to this? Say?
Yes?
I just noticed this, but you have something hanging around your neck, don't you?
Oh? You mean this? Yes, it's a locket. With the photograph inside. A photo of my daughter.
Let's fucking go. Now that's a DILF. I'll drink to that.
Water, of course. I hope everyone's hydrated. Come again?
Mr. Wright, you have a daughter.
He confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter.
So Mr. Wright has a locket too? Why don't I buy that this is just a coincidence?
Well now, if the results of this poker game led to the murder, perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game.
Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear the defendant lost. Badly.
Oh.
Miss O'Reilly, you will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and the defendant.
Phoenix is married? No, he never said that. He just has a daughter.
Da.
Just daughter. No marriage, just daughter.
The game began with 3,500 point-in chips for each man.
I had to find the accent, the Russians again.
House chips come in two sizes, small and large. The one who was winning, it was victim. For last hand, defendant play with all chips on table and lose. The moment the loss was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and...
Indeed, looking at this picture, it does seem to be a one-sided game.
As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow.
Ah, how many times have I heard these words? I done it in a fit of anger, Your Honor, and now I regret what I done. A common tale, but true.
Methinks the judge watches too many old court movies. Mr. Wright says he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong. This series would really help an actor work on voice training? Sure would. If it didn't wear you down. Are those the usual starting points? Were any special rules used?
No special. Usual game, usual rules.
If each man began with 3,500 points, then the total would be, exactly 7,000 points.
Please, this isn't calculus. It's not even long division. Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used?
Oh, of course.
Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press harder? Yeah. Maybe you could explain a bit about these chips?
Explain? What is there to be explained?
Oh god, I forgot what he sounded like.
Poker chips are poker chips. They're Not fish and chips, not a chip off the old block, not a motorcycle cop, not a...
Thanks. Motorcycle? Do you mean like... Okay. Now that I've pressed her, I'd better ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars? Or rubles, even?
Yet, as I have been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalists
To understand. Let's go. They kept this in. I was really hoping this line would stay.
perhaps for capitalists to understand. Two types of chip, 100 points chip and 1000 points chip. It is not money, da.
Justice? Sir! Don't you find her comment interesting? In more ways than one, sir. I'd have it added to her testimony myself.
Well, does the defense want the witness to add to her testimony?
Yeah, sure. Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Add it to the testimony. I wish I knew where I was going with this. Don't worry, I got you.
Very well. Witness, if you would be so kind.
Da, Your Honor.
Apollo does have the most dorkish smile you've ever seen. I love him so much. I can't. Oh, what is Kristoff's name supposed to be? Just Kristoff. I'll talk about his name maybe later. But I don't think that it's necessarily anything. Okay, so she said big ones. Wait, what? Hold on. The game began, okay. One chip is 1000. Okay, okay. His forehead is big so he can get more smooch. Stop! He's not even here yet, guys! What's the meaning of the... I'll talk about it later. Don't worry about it. But I think it's just Kristoff, but I'll talk about it later.
Mr. Gavin said this testimony is important. To be honest, I have no idea why.
Mr. Justice, do the court a favor and think of what you want to say before you raise your hand. We are not in kindergarten.
Sorry, I'm fine. I better think of something to ask. And quick. The two types of chips.
Da?
The small ones are 100 and the big ones are 1000. Right? Right, of course.
Don't waste our time.
Is that all?
Yeah. Great. Mr. Gavin made me stop her, and now I'm the one who looks dumb. Who is Apollo's boyfriend?
We haven't met him yet. We haven't met him yet. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Justice? Please try not to embarrass me like that. Huh? Who? Me? There's a clear contradiction in the information you have in your hands. What? It's a simple matter of calculation. Go on. Try it. We're not in kindergarten, after all. Calculation? But I don't wanna... Did I press this one already? I don't remember. You're telling me that Mr. Wright, undefeated for 7 whole years, was losing?
Da, it must have been most unlucky day for him. I am glad I did not take other picture of him. It would break camera, certainly. The chips there went always to victim's side of table.
So you're telling... Oh,
Whoa.
So you're telling us this was a one-sided game? Da, one-sided and...
Last hand. Oh, excuse me.
It was the largest points of any hand. The defendant's hand, it was excellent. He tried to use it to take victory from behind.
it appears that both the defendant and the victim's hands are in this picture. That is truly an excellent hand. However, so is the victim's.
One with highest numbers wins, so defendant loses. The victim, Mr. Smith, had a stronger hand than the defendant and crushed him. I believe that explains what occurred next.
Once cards laid down on table, it happened. And what happened next?
Even to think of it now, I shake and tremble. I did not believe such thing would happen.
What such thing?
Please, you must believe. I had no idea. How could such thing occur?
What such thing?
Niet. The defendant had been hitting victim. Yata, I saw it all happen right before me. I saw a bottle coming down on victim's head.
I keep giving him the judge's voice.
Decisive, isn't it, Your Honor? My witness saw the very moment of the crime.
Remember, your first goal is to gather information. Yes, sir. Look out, contradiction. Here comes justice.
He's so precious to me. He's so precious to me. It kills me.
Okay. Okay, we need to look at this shit again. Okay, the hands look to be about the same. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1,000. So, hold on. I'm confused. Okay, one kind of chip is worth 1,000. I feel like... You're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure? You guys couldn't see it, but I rolled my eyes.
It seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won. If you're not in kindergarten.
Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court?
Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which were worth 1,000 points?
Why, the big ones, of course. Duh!
Oh, I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up.
The totals.
Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips, and the combined total of the chips was 7,000 points.
Yes, if my calculations are correct. Let's see, 3 plus 1, carry the 5.
They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. Yeah, that's too many big. If the big chips are worth 1,000 points and the small chips are worth 100, and you add them up,
How much is it?
do it yourself. You aren't in kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony.
But why? How could this be?
By God, our boy can do math. Let's go. Exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why. Apollo is big brain sometimes. He's pretty smart. Right. There's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. Both were right. Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can be only one answer.
Well, what is it?
The value of the chips was the other way around.
He's so smug. What?
Want to know what I think? The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones.
Madness! Utter madness!
Show me that photograph of the chips again. There are 6 small chips and 10 large chips. Why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up.
Haha. Excellent work, Justice. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself. Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it. My silly little guy. Not you, Kristoff. Apollo.
What? But wait! The chips may be different, but that changes nothing.
Indeed, the victim did have the larger number of chips still. Ah,
Exactly. If the small chips are 1,000 points and the large chips are 100, let's do a little math. Add up the points for each side of the table.
Oh!
the victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900 points, and the defendant had 4,100 points.
Well now, it seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all.
That's impossible.
My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning. Just a silly little guy. Hi, Tetra. I assume you're doing Thanksgiving stuff. I still don't know what my plans are for tomorrow. I just know we're doing something.
Yeah!
Now, Miss Orley, you must have known the true value of the chips. Since you were there at the scene of the crime, weren't you? Such a good animation.
Order! Order! It appears our defendant has lost his motive, and Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened. We must now ask ourselves whether we can trust the witness's testimony and...
Hello? Hello?
Hold it!
Excuse me, what is it, Miss Orley?
I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see, See what, Miss Orley? What do we see? In the last hand, there was cheat. A cheat? You don't mean a trick?
Wait, or do you mean a scam?
Thanksgiving isn't too fancy. We just tend to get pie with our dinner. Aw, what kind of pie? They're all the same thing.
Yes, there was cheat in last hand. That is why game ends with chips as they are.
Great. Just great. First we have lying, now cheating? Well, this case certainly has taken a turn. For the interesting.
Witness, you will please testify to the court.
Sorry, I had my wrist resting against my thigh, and I have the bracelet on, Apollo's bracelet, and it dug the pattern into my leg, and so I was like, It feels funny.
Tell us about this cheating in the final hand.
The last hand, both men had full house. There is 4 of each card in deck from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. The next moment, game becomes argument. The defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in his hand. Poor Mr. Smith.
Miss Orley! Why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? I thought I smelled a cover up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers. Have you ever been to the pie hole? I have not, but I've heard good things. Sometimes we go there, we go to a Save-Ons or Costco and get pie there. Family doesn't like turkey. Oh, that's too bad. But yay, that's fun. What's everybody's favorite kind of pie? I really love a French silk. I can destroy a French silk pie if it's good. Key lime is also pretty good, but you don't like turkey? Oh my god, I love turkey. I think though, like you have to remember my perspective as somebody who cannot eat a lot of foods, so something like turkey is very good because it doesn't make me sad.
A full house is a very high scoring hand. Not easy to make in my experience.
That alone is enough to suspect less than scrupulous tactics.
Mr. Gavin, what's a full house? Everywhere you look, everywhere you are. Sorry. I don't even remember if that's the right theme.
Lawyers these days, you don't know your poker.
I can't say this bodes well for your case or career.
What is this? Some kind of secret court poker ring? Justice, you know the terms 1 pair, 2 pair, and 3 of a kind, yes? Yeah, no problem. 2 cards with the same number makes a pair, and 3 makes 3 of a kind. Good. Now, picture a hand with 1 pair and 1 3 of a kind. That's a full house. That doesn't sound very easy to make, does it?
You can see each player's hand in this photo.
Wow, they both have full houses.
We forget there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat.
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
If he did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? You tell him. I'm excited for this game because I think, and like the next two, because I think my brain works the most like Edgeworth's, but my brain definitely works more like Apollo's than it does Phoenix's. Anyway. Sliced turkey's pretty good, but if it's a whole turkey roasted... Oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I love turkey. It doesn't hurt me. You've had good turkey that ruined you? Then it wasn't good turkey. Turkey's like one of the best meats somebody with IBS can eat, I think. Besides chicken. And fish, if you count it. Just how hard is it to make a full house anyway?
It is quite hard. Yeah. Whatever. It is making a pair and 3 of a kind at the same time.
I guess that's right.
Very difficult, to be sure. You can take my word as the pokerhead of the courtroom number 3.
Very difficult, but is not impossible.
Okay, full house. Hard. This line of questioning, a waste of time. His T got kind of New York there. Can you imagine a New York Apollo? 4 of each card, you say?
There is only 1 spade, 1 diamond, 1 heart, and 1 club for each card. It is interesting fact that this number 4 comes from the number of seasons.
Oh, you meant it was really good. Oh, okay. That's good. Huh, you don't say.
And did you know that the cards are numbered 1 through 13? Add all the cards in a deck and you get 364. A year.
Huh, you don't say. Isn't that 1 day short?
That's why each deck has 2 jokers. They say the second joker stands for the leap year. Thus you have a perfect representation of the year, all in a deck of cards.
Huh, you don't say. Well, we're going to be in this courtroom for a year if it keeps going like this. You put it in, say it in your head, but don't put it in chat. That's my whole life. How was it clear?
Well, the defendant, he played a 5th ace.
5th ace?
I still remember both hands very well.
Oh.
Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. And Mr. Wright's 2. Obviously, cheating was afoot. Sorry, I keep giving him the wrong voice. Or perhaps I should say, hand.
Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to the testimony without Mr. Payne's joke.
Very well. The witness will add this detail to our testimony, please.
But it doesn't in the picture, does it? A 5th ace?
It should not exist, no? I still remember both hands very well.
Okay, yeah.
Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. And Mr. Wright's 2.
Well, where did this card come from, then?
Perhaps we should ask the defendant that very question. Adding cards to a deck is no less serious than a taboo than forging evidence in a court of law.
Now, perhaps it's time for you to say something, Justice. You bet. I've no intention of staying quiet. Not me. No, sir. I better find some contradicting evidence fast. I think it's the picture, right? That's 3 kings, bestie. Okay, well, we'll keep going. Do you recall what the men were arguing about?
I believe so. The victim, he shouts, "You are cheater!" And then the defendant shouts something like, "I have objection!" Shouting objection, eh? Old habits are hard to break. First he bluffed his way through the courtroom, now he bluffs his way through life.
However, Mr. Wright lost the hand. That seems to cast the shadow of doubt on Mr. Smith.
Humiliation from losing even when cheating. That is what set fire to defendant's heart.
So what did the flaming defendant do
No way he said this. No way he called Phoenix Wright flaming. That's so funny. That I don't remember. That's a double pun. By bottle, are you referring to this?
The defendant uses this bottle to... This behavior is an admission of cheating by the defendant.
But why use a grape juice bottle?
You'd be surprised at what can be used as a weapon. This juice is recommended drink of Borschtable Club Da. This year's vintage is remarkable for its hefty flavor.
This is, yeah, it seems like wine. Hefty enough to brain a grown man, apparently. I put stream on mute to talk to her roommate, and that's what we look up to. Tell your roommate I said, hey! First she says it was a serious competition, now she says there was cheating. Justice, notice anything odd? Her testimony keeps changing. Now she says the defendant cheated. Actually, yes, I had noticed that. Let's get the truth about this cheating first, shall we? Right, leave it to me. But the victim won, why would he accuse Phoenix of cheating? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Learn to read. It appears the witness is mistaken.
Mistaken? But my name.
Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony.
That's the photo of the chips, is it not?
Justice, perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point out your point.
Yes, please point out the contradiction in this photo. What particular point contradicts with the witness's testimony?
Miss Aureli, or I can't say her name either way. I'm just never going to be able to say it consistently. Sorry. In your testimony, you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. But as you can clearly see, the victim's hand only held 2 aces.
Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace in question.
Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's this 5th ace? I see cheating, all right, and it's going on right here in this courtroom.
2 aces in each player's hand does make 4 aces total.
Just say how you feel in your heart. I feel nothing. I feel nothing. I feel nothing but Klapalo.
Hardly proof of cheating.
Wait, please. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you.
That's odd. She must be lying, yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day. You're right to trust your instincts. Mr. Gavin, who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion.
What might that be, Mr. Gavin?
If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards.
The cards?
Mr. Payne.
Yes?
The players' hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court.
Very well, the prosecution will submit this evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or the defendant's cards?
If these cards don't prove cheating was going on, nothing will. Now, which of these hands is more suspicious? Ooh, it's the depression, partial bullet. But I have been called a robot more than once in my life. Okay, I have to think about this. The victim's hand is suspicious because she's the one who's saying that, like, that's... How do I say? She's the one who's saying that it differentiates from what it actually is, right? But, the defendant's hand is also suspicious because he supposedly would have cheated, right? I feel that it is the victim's hand because I know how this ends. So that's what I'm basing it on. But also because the discrepancy is with her and she seems to be telling the truth. It was the victim's hand that changed over the course of the witness's testimony. The defense requests time to examine Mr. Smith's cards.
Very well. Mr. Payne, if you would.
Very well.
Okay, sick. Well, time's a-wasting. Get to it, Justice. Yes, sir. Oh. It's forcing me in. Okay. When examining evidence, be sure to view it from all sides and angles. I know what I'm doing. Okay? Try using the control stick to turn it every which way, and X and Y to zoom in and out. That should give you a better perspective on the case. Okay, let's do this. Oopa. Mazel tov. What? Your Honor, look at this. One of the victim's cards. The back is a different color. Well, what I'm confused about is why they're all... Well, no, I guess they did use 2 decks and one was red and one was blue. Okay, never mind. Thank you, floating Kristoff head.
Yeah?
That's impossible. But I put that card in Mr. Wright's hand. What was that, Miss O'Reilly? No, yet. I merely said, I have... Your Honor?
Mr. Gavin, yes?
Tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker?
To cheat?
I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend, a comrade, shall we say. Brunts. The dealer.
Ah!
Wait, so you mean this witness, Miss O'Reilly? She's the cheater. A professional, I'd wager. Very observant police investigation. I mean, the police, even though they're nice, they're nice to us, but they suck at their jobs. Yeah. Poker. I barely know her.
Order!
Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. I mean, of her mistake. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard.
That's impossible. But I put that card in Wright's hand.
Ergo. He said it. Miss Olga Orley conspired to cheat. Not with my client. Let's fucking go! But with the victim, Mr. Shady Smith! Come on and slam! And welcome to the gym!
Can I tell you guys a story? When I got my breast reduction done 2 years ago, I couldn't take transit to the hospital, so I would listen to music while I was in the Uber, and
I would listen to all the Pursuit themes, and this was one of my top 5 played songs in 2022 as a result of that. This is one of my favorite Pursuit themes for sure. I love the dum 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 dum, dum like the piano. That we're used to that syncopated piano for Pursuit. But then we have this like, come on and slam, and welcome to the jam going on. And then the melody, it's so good. This song's great.
Ooh.
Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim.
What?
Wait, you don't mean? The defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga Orley, are you?
Time for justice. There were 3 people in the room at the time of the incident. And if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means I am. The defense accuses the witness, Miss Olga Orley, of murder. Nighty night. Nice. God, that goes so hard.
Mr. Payne, where's your witness, Miss Olga Orley?
It appears she has lost consciousness, Your Honor.
Mr. Justice?
Your Honor.
It seems you've presented a new possibility to the court. One suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith.
And that means?
This court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time.
What?
There's a Cadenza Pursuit remix. You should send it to me. I don't know what you're talking about. There's a really good, like, big Pursuit mix that someone did on YouTube that the transition from Game 3 to Game 4 goes crazy. I did it. I held out. I see no point. Oh,
I see no point in prolonging the trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further inquiries.
oh my god. Hi. Oh my god. Hi. Hi. Oh my god. Interesting that they used his new voice for this. It used to be his old voice. I get why they did it. But Mr. Wright? You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet.
What nonsense is the defendant spewing now?
Think. One of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means?
Oh, what are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections right when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous!
Mr. Payne, you of all people should know, Mr. Wright has a talent for the ridiculous.
He's silly.
Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night.
As was said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night.
That was said before.
The 2 decks at the club have different colored backs. Blue and red. 1 color per deck. Wait a minute. I think Apollo says something so fucking funny if I re-observe these cards. The card backs are red. For some reason, I thought they were using blue-backed cards in the final hand. Okay, maybe it's this. Only one of the cards has a blue back. I'm much more of a red guy myself. Blue is so... not red, you know? Hey guys, do you know what color blue and red makes? Do you guys know what color blue and red makes? It makes purple. Put a pin in that. 1 color per deck. Why use different colored backs? If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. You use different colors and they still got mixed up. We used the red deck for the last game.
I see, but that's odd. For some reason, I had this impression that you were using the blue cards.
Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards.
Whatever. In the end, 1 card of the wrong color got into the mix.
Purple guy. No.
Karma, no.
Which means there was cheating.
Yes, a card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yet, this card raises two serious questions. If our blood was blue, it would just be weird. I mean, our veins appear blue from the outside, or at least mine do. Most of them. Sometimes purple. Apollo. Yes? Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think. In the last game, when was the card swapped? When? There are three broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder.
Well, yeah, thanks for the news bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course it was swapped.
Oh? It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne. Or it might not be. I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? When was the card swapped into the deck? I think it was after the murder. Perhaps it happened after the murder? Yeah, Phoenix leading the trial is an interesting choice. I have thoughts. That will be made known at a later time.
What's that? Ridiculous. What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown? That's silly.
No, I think the hands needed to be shown for the cheat to happen. Yes, but tell me, how do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible.
Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible.
Oh? Even when the backs of the cards are a different color? If you pulled that during a game, you'd be caught in no time.
Ah,
Quite true. That would mean that the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown, after the murder. Told you.
Okay, this is going past silly and straight on to crazy.
If I were the judge, I would put Phoenix into contempt of court. But the judge and Phoenix get along. They have a history together. Personal bias.
I ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that?
Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us.
there's another.
Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card? Who? The game and murder is done. The victim is dead. Only two remain in the room. Alive, that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga Orly. Do the judge and Phoenix get along? They seem to. Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for a blue? It wouldn't have been Phoenix, because that would just, it wouldn't have been Phoenix. Because it wouldn't make sense for him to incriminate himself that way. But I don't think it's her. So I think... Cause she thought of the deck a different way. So it has to be a third person. The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Olga really either. That's my favorite sprite. That's my favorite, where his little hairs go boing. I love doing that with my wig. Because I have a wig of him and it goes boing.
What are you suggesting?
That's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As the defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Miss Orly at this point. Yes, I know. But she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong color card.
And if the card was swapped during the game, it would be obvious. Something you'd like to share with the court, Mr. Wright?
Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking how much fun this all is.
Fun! How about confusing? I have no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. If the one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant and it wasn't Miss Orly, then who was it?
Yeah. Well, that is the question, isn't it? Precisely. Huh? I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction.
A new direction.
We'll find that, indeed. after the murder, someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hand. And that someone made 2 critical mistakes. I'm sure you're going to tell us that the first was swapping the wrong color card, because the one who did the swap didn't know 2 colors of cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card. Right, the person replaced the 5th ace with a king. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a 5th ace after all. All they knew was that the game had been won with the full house. So they picked up a king from the table and swapped it in.
But there's one problem. According to our case record, this person doesn't exist.
True, not until now, but you have to admit the possibility of a 4th person. Though it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime.
What?
I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright. Who, me? He had the who, me face.
This trial has proceeded on one central assumption. Namely, that at the time of the incident, there were only 3 people in that room.
I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption?
The problem is that you chose to conceal this information from the court.
Like, is that new in this series true? I suppose that is a problem, yes.
Court is adjourned for a brief recess.
Ridiculously entertaining, you mean? True.
Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during this recess.
Certainly, Your Honor.
Very well, the trial will resume in 20 minutes.
That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth? Hold on, how old is she? I just wanted to see. Okay, she's baby. Well now, I think you would know the answer to that. Being mysterious, are we? Oh, you're using the Phoenix voice for him. Being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I've no time for mysteries. I'd only ask that you leave the defending to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome. I see you haven't mellowed out one bit, Kristoff. Justice. Yes, sir. The judge has summoned me to his chambers, so carry on without me. You did well, Apollo. Can I ask you something? Sure. That locket you wear. Is that really yours, Mr. Wright? You're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket? Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there. Show me girl. Yay! She's so cute. I love you. I'm just surprised to hear you had a daughter. Most people are. Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days. One more question. The one who cheated that night. Was it you? What do you think? Huh? You know what happened 7 years ago. What I did. It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat. I never. Honest. But it is odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years. Want to know something? There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker. Huh?
Sorry, I didn't mean to make it like that.
You see, poker is all about reading your opponent. In that way, it's a lot like a court case. Poker is like trial law. Figure out what your opponent is thinking and you win. Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds. I think not. Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information. You're kidding. That witness, for instance, Miss O'Reilly, she would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? No. Come on, who'd notice that? Words, habits, twitches, it's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass the secret on to you. But I'm not worthy. I mean, there's no way I'll pick up on these signals. No, you can do it. Huh? You just don't know it yet. What is he talking about? But you will. Soon. Almost forgot. One more thing. About this case. You should know, I haven't told the truth to anyone yet. What? I knew it! I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power. My, power? I had no idea my cords of steel were that special.
I love you, Apollo. I love you. I love you so much. You're so funny.
It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best.
I love this game.
I don't think it's perfect, but I do love it. I do have such a good time playing it. I love Apollo so much. My schedule is kind of crazy this next week. Because of Thanksgiving. I have no idea what I'm doing tomorrow. I fear I won't find out till like the morning. So I don't think that I will be streaming tomorrow. Monday evening. Tentatively, Monday evening is Okami. But I may make it another Ace Attorney stream because I won't be able to stream Thursday. I have a belated birthday thing to do with my friends in the afternoon. It's the only time that we're all three available. We're going to see bunnies. It will be, I guess, Apollo themed in that way. He does look like a rabbit. I love him so much. But anyway, I won't be available. So, and then Saturday, I'm also gone. I'm going to a photo shoot, not Ace Attorney related. I am doing, if you are a 魔道子师, if you are a Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation fan, I am doing a Yunmong trio shoot. I'm so excited. As my guy, my purple angry uncle. So that'll be Saturday. I might, like, in theory, be able to get back in time for a stream, but I kind of doubt it because I'm going, like, an hour and a half out for the stream. Yeah. So, Sunday, it should be normal. In theory. Sunday should be back to normal, like, from there. So, Monday, tentatively, is Okami, but it might change. It depends. We may have a special guest Monday. We'll see. And if that is the case, it will be moved up a couple hours if the special guest works out. Anyway, you'll see the events go up when they go up. And if it's not Okami, sorry that there's been such a huge break with it. I would rather take the break with Okami than Ace Attorney, though, because, like, the story is so compelling in this game. Like, what the fuck is Phoenix on about, you know? Anyway. So, yeah. VOD watchers, this means nothing to you. Me watching this in the future, hey, how are you? Did you finish all of your Klapalo fic ideas? Probably not. Knowing you, probably not. You probably got a little bit hyperfixated on something else for a little while, but I hope this brings you back. Hope this brings you back to the same enjoyment that you had while writing and then the sunrise. Anyway, you know the drill. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. Be good to yourself. Be kind. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. Please wear a mask, especially during the holiday season. Thanks for hanging out. And I will see you when I see you, which is hopefully Monday. Bye.